Hey, how we doing? So I'm going to be doing a review of it's labeled as AVAZZ, but I'm pretty sure the company was something else. So this just tells me it's like a clone. But this is the AVAZZ DarkKnight kit. Comes with... Whoops. I loosened up the swivel too much. Comes with this mouse pad, which is massive. Here's my hand for scale. Massive. The mouse and keyboard. I'll go over and show everything, but I do want to say that I'm actually powering these with my neck tech right now, which doesn't allow me to change the colors for the keyboard. I have to plug it into the computer, so I'll have to do that after I get this recorded. I'll just piece together a quick segment of showing all the different color options. But this mouse, you get the normal left click, right click, scroll bar, but then you get a forward and back key. I'll let you listen to the tactile. And also 3 different DPI settings. I forget what they are, but I think it's 1200, 1800, and 2000. The last one might be 2400, I'm not positive. I usually run with it on the highest setting, otherwise it's way too slow for me. So, and it's a fairly ambidextrous mouse. Tighten this back up. It's fairly ambidextrous. I mean, you might have a little bit of trouble using your pinky for the forward and back, but that's only because I'm used to using my thumb that I say that. And with these sides, even though they're plastic, it's obviously plastic, but when your fingers or hands get oily from using it, it gives off like a butyric acid smell, which makes me think there might be some sort of butylene compound in here. Not 100% positive. And this, up top, it has a very matte finish and texture. And the LEDs in this, it is RGB, but you can't control it. There's no button to control it. I looked for hours when I got it. No button to control it. So it just scrolls through, and you seem to have 3 different ones. One in the back here, and then one on either side of the DPI. You can see them. There's that one there, that one. Cannot, however, see the one in the back. You can infer it's right underneath that, but Batman logo. So it's really a comfortable mouse. If it wasn't for that butyric acid smell, it kind of smells like rotten eggs. If you ever had tools with a really cheap rubbery handle, it's usually a butylene compound with a styrene on the end. So or butylene molecule with styrene on the end. It's a butylene compound. And it smells like rotten eggs. It's because your oil of your fingers breaks it down into butyric acid. It's just nasty. But it is laser, not optical. Oh well. China imports, you can see. And you can also tell by the, go a little closer, Chinese script. Ugh, I really hate the focus on this. Or lack of focus, I guess. But there is some Chinese script on there. And the pads for this, they seem to be a smoother plastic. It works fairly well on their mouse pad. I haven't tried it on my mouse pad, but their mouse pad works fairly well with it. And I think that's all for this. Also, this does not shut off when the computer shuts off. If your computer has pass-through USB ports, which means that they are always powered, this will always stay on. It does not have a kill switch inside, like most do, or the keyboard does, actually. So this one I've had to unplug. The neck tech ports are really, really tight, sorry. I've had to unplug it for it to shut off. Also, the cable on it, it's a fairly decent cable. I won't be able to show you much detail unless, does the zoom help? No, zoom makes everything worse. Okay. Zoom does not help. I wish I could figure out focus for this, but I don't think it actually has any. Oh well. It does have a little bit of a texture to it. It's a fairly decent cable. I mean, I've sat with it bent like this and just left it all night, no problems, the other way, all 4 directions over 4 days. Didn't have any problems. You get a fairly good length of it. Lay it all out there for you. I would say a good 4 feet of cable, and it does have a EMF. What are those called? Silencer? I think it's an EMF silencer. I don't remember. Good lord. It's like the focus point is way the hell back here. But that's too far away. But the port, nothing special. It's just a USB Type A. It's all USB 2.0. So we'll move that over here and move on to the mouse pad. The mouse pad is approximately 2.5 hands. And if you own horses, you know a hand is about 4 inches. We got the 2.5 hands. This thing is really, really wide. For average size, okay. For whatever reason, that just fell. Let me stick that back down. Whatever. It's about average height, but maybe double wide. Definitely not the widest I've ever seen. Bottom is relatively sticky. I can still drag it. So, I mean, I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of this mouse pad, but that's only because I've grown up using really thick mouse pads that are approximately twice this thick. But, that's just me. That's a really subjective thing. I would like this to be a little bit thicker, so it's not as floppy. I've been using the box that the keyboard came in as my platform for the mouse pad, since it's not real thick, it's kind of floppy. This works perfect. Also, since I don't have a desk, I'm on my bed, and so this is what I use to give myself a hard surface. That's really all there is with this. Again, we've got the AVAZZ down here with little Chinese writings, the DarkKnight logo. That's all for that. Now on to the keyboard. Its default is this sort of deep blue, which doesn't look as deep as on the camera as it does on the keyboard. But we've got backlit lighting for all of the keys in between, and the key itself has lighting. Up top here for the DarkKnight logo, it's all lit up, and we have the wings surrounding the DarkKnight. And then on either side there is a grill. Now, over here we've got the AVAZZ logo again, and it's a full-size keyboard. I'll let you listen to the keystrokes. So, the keyboard itself is okay. Once I got used to using the raised keys again, because I use a Logitech wireless keyboard. It's not a gaming keyboard, it's just whatever I found at the time. Once I got, used to the raised keys again, this was fairly easy to work with. I mean, I can type my name. And I don't use the typical typing method where you index your fingers on the F and the J. I kind of do a hunt and peck. Kind of a hybrid of each. Only because I was lazy and never wanted to learn how to do the proper typing. But to change brightness is the function key and escape, which I can't do since I'm not plugged into a computer. to change color modes, it's function key and tab. Again, can't do because I'm not plugged into the computer. And other than that, you have a full keyboard plus, let's see if I can get that in there, a home button. Never really figured out what this one does. That was a Explorer. We have, good lord, can't really show you, hold on, let me adjust up a teeny bit. That is, you can't see it, but that is a zoom, and we got back and forward here. Why did it just turn off? Is it because it... let me test my theory. Yes, okay. So this thing, lower it back down. This keyboard has a 10-minute auto shut off for the LEDs, or it'll shut off right now. I don't know why. Whatever. Is this empty? No? Okay. I don't know what the deal is. Whatever. It has a 10-minute auto shut off for the LEDs. All you have to do is wake it up. When it's plugged into a computer, at least, wake it up by tapping any key. And before we move any farther, I do want to point it out. You guys probably won't be able to see it here. I can't show it because this doesn't focus. But here we have F7, F8, F11, F10, F11. You can't see it because of the terrible focus on this camera, but I have two F11 keys and no F9 key. This F11 key does work as the F9 key. This F11 key does work as the F11 key. I found that out after like the third day of using this, because I didn't look to make sure all the keys were there. I looked at the keyboard, I wanted to hit F11 to go full screen, and I hit this and then kept hitting it and nothing happened. And then it started functioning as the F9 key, so I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I looked over a little bit and was like, oh, that's the one I want, and it worked perfect. So that, I'm not positive if all models will be like that, or if this one just missed quality control, since it is a Chinese product. A knockoff one, since I've seen many of this exact combo with different brand names. So I am going to put that down as a con. It's that shouldn't happen. Let's just leave it at that. Another thing, the spacebar, I found a lot of times I'll hit it too low and it won't actually register when I'm typing. So maybe the key spacings are a little bit off, because this is my typing stance and my thumbs are sitting right at the bottom, but this works perfect for my Logitech keyboard. So I've had to adjust and move my thumbs up, which cramps up my hands more. I don't like that. At the bottom we just have this very basic palm wrist rest, some detailing on there. Nothing too big. We've got, you can't see it, and I just knocked my camera over again, so I'll just hold it. How about that? Numlock, caps, scroll, and Windows key. So I'm just going to hold the camera from now on, most of the time at least. This is just a pain in the ass. We've got our rubber feet here. They actually are rubber feet, not like on the mouse, which is plastic. Tells me that it passed quality control 1 for 2015 on December. Another rubber foot. Bunch of screws back here, so this is serviceable. I can take it apart. And it does have, they're about an inch tall standoffs, but once it clears the body up down here, since this is recessed, you're looking at closer to 3/4, 7/8, something like that. And then we have the DarkKnight, the Chinese script, China exports. Now onto the cable. This is a nylon braided cable, which is the quality cable you want. So I was really impressed with that. This is a really nice cable. I did all my, flip that around. Did all my bend testing down here as well. Let me get this unplugged. Again, we have an EMF noise suppression, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of it, but an EMF noise suppression and an extended handle, a little grip here, a little indent for your thumbs to grab it, pull it out. And that's really it for this. So get these out of the way and I'll mount this back. So if this did not have the F9 key swap with an F11 key, this would be a fairly good product. I can live with the thin, pull this back into view, but I can live with the thin mouse pad. That F9 key mess up, that's not okay with me. So I'll leave a link down below, and I'll put this up on eBay for like a week maybe, for reduced price, farther than normal, since it does have the F9 key mess up. And if by that time I haven't gotten any interest on eBay, this is getting shipped back through Amazon, full refund. So that's why I wasn't too worried about the missing F9 key. And if anyone wants, I will ship to Amazon to get a replacement with the proper F9 key, and then put this up on eBay. My cats are running around. But that's all. I am currently actually draining down my 50,000 milliamp hour power supply so I can do the teardown of it. I didn't want to do a teardown when it was full, so I'm draining it absolutely down till it won't charge my phone anymore, which is if it has a protection circuit inside, it's fine for the lithium-ion batteries, but other than that, I have a gaming headset to do for a review, and my drone, and a camelback type thing, which I'm really loving. Well, two of those. So you'll just have to see, and I'll catch you guys later. Alright, and here's the demonstration with the LEDs. So if I function, man, I need more hands. Shit. Fuck. I can't do it. Function. Alright, there's function tab. Changes colors. We got blue, red, green, pink, cyan is what they call this one, or aqua, yellow, white, and then back to blue. There's double blue actually. We're gonna get this with my toe actually. How about that? And then function and escape, we'll do brightness. So this is the brightness and stock setting. We have breathe, where it'll go from dark to bright through all of the colors, and it'll do blue twice since we have the double blue. Maybe. Oh, no, it'll do breathe for each individual color, and then I'll show you the scrolling. So we have off for stealth, low, and high. Now if I go scroll through to there, and then breathe, it should scroll through all the colors. Yeah, there we go. So it'll scroll through all the colors doing the breathe function, which is how I have it set most of the time. But anyway, it's just I wanted to show the different functions since I can't do it from my little power supply. That's all.